You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
I'm Joey.
I'm Dave.
Folks, this is episode 276 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. If you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, bike camping, and just playing bikes. Joining us this week is Father Dave Pryor. Welcome, Dave. So good to have you here.
So good to be back. Good to have you guys back. You had a nice long weekend hiatus you took there last year. It's good to have you back in your holes.
It was a year-long week. That's how I like to describe it. It was a year-long week.
It's a year.
That's kind of how I feel sometimes. Some weeks feel that long.
So, folks, if you're not familiar with Dave, he is a familiar voice here and now a face, too, because we're trying video this week. And, Dave, thank you so much for being a guinea pig on this because y'all I don't know what I'm doing.
Me neither, because we had 25 minutes and I never pulled up show notes.
We burned so much tape on that first cut. Yeah.
And we haven't even commented yet on Joey's proper attire.
Just another day in the cubicle.
Another day at the folks, if you didn't know that Joey actually has to go to an office building and sit in a cubicle when he works for NICA.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. I thought for sure
that would be
does,
man.
A home thing. But he is like, you want to show everybody that you're actually very proper but yet not proper?
I'm proper. I just have gym shorts on where the camera can't see.
And yeah, for those who just listen to podcasts, imagine Charlie Steiner on ESPN Sports Center.
Well, this is a very good reason to jump over to YouTube and give us some views and collection like and subscribe, Isn't that what you're supposed to say?
Smash that like button.
Brian said dress up. So
I said put on your best.
I don't know how you do it, Dave, but because you work from home now,
yeah.
There's days where if I'm not going anywhere, I'm wearing the same outfit 5 days in a row.
Oh, absolutely.
And, Jess is like, "Oh, laundry's done." I'm like, wow. I didn't even change my underwear this week. I don't know what you're doing.
So, ever since I've begun the process of aggregating a better merino wool collection of clothing, and you can't wear that stuff for a very long time. So, I'm right there with you.
Efficiencies.
I'm right there with you.
Yep.
But, folks, if you're not familiar with Dave, I want to give you a little rundown. He's the co-founder and event director of unPAved Pennsylvania, that franchise now of gravel events.
Yeah, sure.
Dave has been a fixture in the cycling world for decades. He transitioned from what he calls did AI pick this up right? Did you actually say this big dumb road rides?
Yeah, I probably said that at some point in my life doing one, yeah.
Yeah, I think AI goes out and
That's what you get for overusing AI.
Well, I'm not overusing it. I just wanted a nice, clean introduction for Dave. I wanted to get all
What did
of
the robots say about me?
Yeah.
What did they say?
So here's what they said. They said you transitioned from what you called big dumb road rides to you are now on the forefront of the gravel scene, inspired by...
15 years late, but yeah, sure.
Inspired by legendary events like Unbound Gravel and Rebecca's Private Idaho, Dave sought to bring a Circle the Calendar premier gravel experience to Pennsylvania, focusing on showcasing the state's rugged forest, farmlands, and community spirit.
I love you, robot. That's the nicest robot ever.
As long as they don't start killing us, I think AI is going to be okay.
That one is setting me up.
Yeah.
Let's not take those guardrails off, please, friends. Let's not do that. Before we jump into talking with you about your events, Dave, and all that stuff, I want to give a shout-out. Mammoth Endurance Gravel. We had James on a few weeks ago, and he sent me a message that they have just launched a website, mammothEnduranceGravel.com. Wanted to give him a shout out.
Great.
Go over there, check that out, folks, and subscribe. Subscribe. Jesus Christ, I am trying to do the video thing. Really,
you got YouTube on your head.
Got me all screwy. Go on over there and sign up for an event. Sign up for Mammoth Endurance Gravel. It's going to be.
I'll be there. It's a big one.
It's going to be a good one. So, Dave, it's been a while, I think, since we've had you here.
Hold on, I want to go back to your intro of Dave.
Yeah, okay.
Dave put this best on many other podcasts he's been on, but the recent was the Rodeo Labs and the Mount Rushmore of Pennsylvania gravel, of cycling.
The Mount Rushmore of...
Having Dave said on that, yeah.
Is that what they said? You were on the
No,
Mount
no,
Rushmore?
No, he mentioned that about someone else, but when you think of names...
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Pennsylvania, too.
Yeah.
Dave's up there.
Well,
No.
I said this last week when we were talking to Pat. We've got this Gravel Cycling Hall of Fame that's out there running around, and it seems to have race people. It seems to have like all the stuff. Although this time there was,
It's got everyone.
yeah, it's got everyone.
Race,
but I really
promoters.
think,
Got my wife.
yeah. But I do believe that the event promoters need their place there. So
I think they've done a good job with that over there. Maybe even too much. Like I think almost every year there's been an event promoter, and I'm glad that Jim Cummins got in. He's been huge for gravel, huge for me. He was a big help with getting unPAved launch, so I'm super happy that he's there. A friend who used to live out here tried to talk me into doing what was then Dirty Kansas at the time, DK. I said, "Are you crazy? That sounds really hard and dumb." So of course I did it. So it's great. And I mean, you've got Bobby Wintle, you've got Christy Moen, you've got like a whole Rebecca, you've got just tons of them who have helped bring people together with gravel, because gravel's about community.
yeah,
It should be
absolutely.
community cycling is what it should be called, but it's gravel.
I think that all of these things kind of blend together kind of nicely. So,
Yeah.
let's jump in, Dave. You've added a lot of events to your yearly calendar. Tell us all of the things that you've got on your plate for 2026 from an event
I'd have to
perspective.
say add some, but also some we just kind of wove into things, and some I'm helping run that aren't ours, but we're helping get off the ground or helping establish. So right now I'm some level event director, race director or something, promoter for 6 different events across the Commonwealth.
Wow.
First one is in April. It's April 11th, Monkey Knife Fight. I've been running that one since about 2014. It started in 2009. That is definitely a big dumb road ride, because what we would do is ride the pretty farm and country roads out near Emmaus, Pennsylvania, and then we would take a left and go straight up a dirt gravel road that hits 25 to Goat Hill hits 30%. And then we get to the top and cover, and then we go right to the next one, and we kind of combo those. So it's kind of a spring classic feel, like a Tour of Flanders. Wiggle around, like you look at this ride GPS route, and like, this looks like a plate of spaghetti. Like you're circumnavigating this, and you're coming around here. This, yeah. So we can go hit those things. We don't have to just do dumb things. We can recover some in between. But it's also a nice setup because then there's like this one aid station that you figure eight out of. So you ride to it, you do about 3 categorized dirt sectors to get to it, refuel, and then there's 4 more around that. So you kind of loop back to the thing after you do them, and then you start riding back, which there's one more giant one to hit on their way back to Truxertown. So it makes it a nice thing. If you've had a good winter of training, I guess if you've been on Zwift, because you're not riding outside a lot right now, at least in the Mid-Atlantic, then if you had a good season, you can do the whole 70 miles. If you haven't, because it's been tons of snow and ice on the ground, then do 50, do 30, do what you can do and still have a good time doing it. And it's a great charity ride for Dream Come True Foundation. Over the years, we've raised $90,000 for them.
Wow.
So we're hoping to get up to 20,000 this year. Last year we did 17. Last year it snowed the morning of. That was a nice surprise. But the people who did turn up had a great time, took care of themselves. Everyone finished. No one got frostbite. Someone tried, but no one got frostbite. And worked out really well. We moved it to the Truxler T-Town. It's called the Velodrome in Truxlertown. You know, the Valley Perch Cycling Center is a great venue. It's got tons of parking. It's got locker rooms to change in. It's got kitchen food space. So the Sticky Pig will be there serving their grub. Who has a little beer counter. So New Chair will be there slinging recovery beers. We're trying to build up a little expo around it. Maybe someday we'll bring back the flea market there. Who knows? We have a venue, and it's good to show off the Velodrome as a venue. It's one of those key things that showcase how great the Lehigh Valley is for cycling. We have a great road riding scene. We have a great cyclocross scene. We have a great mountain bike scene. We don't have a lot of gravel, but the gravel we have is really good. So we get to ride around to it and ride quiet roads to get to it, and kind of bring that all together as a nice vibe there at the Velodrome.
What's your total number of participants for that?
We will do probably around 400 is what we're gunning for. Last year we had 300 sign up, about 110 showed up, which is fair because
Because of the weather, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm confident now that we had one at the Velodrome, we can go up to 400 people show up. And I think we're about 170 now have signed up already.
Okay.
So Reg is open for that. Again, it's Saturday, April 11th at Truxlertown.
April 11th. Early. That's good.
It's a spring classic.
Yeah.
And I think now it might be the biggest spring classic we have in the Mid-Atlantic. So
Cool.
yeah.
And then after Monkey Knife Fight, what you got coming up?
That, I'm hoping to bring Grinduro back to Pennsylvania.
Congratulations on that. Well,
yeah, I'm excited.
I'll let you know after.
Yeah.
Let's all
Sorry, good.
let's
Yeah,
talk about
do that.
after.
Yeah.
The congratulations
Step
after.
one. Yeah. But so far, so good. Had a good 3-year run up in the Endless Mountains region. The Grindero, quote unquote, corporate guy. They're in England. They're like, wanted to move someplace we can get more people, get a little more infrastructure, maybe get away from the out in the middle of nowhere, everyone kumbaya vibe, but a little more typical event thing. So it's be more of a single day event. We're going to base that at Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, which is kind of dead center, just north of State College, on July 18th. So a nice summertime event. That's okay because it rides along the Susquehanna River. You can dunk in that if it's getting really hot. We also
nice.
have a venue out since it's in town. We have this great picnic ground venue next to their tiny little Piper Club Airport. It's got air conditioning in our venue, so we'll have some creature comforts to go along with the really big, wild sprawl state forest that we're going to get to ride through. And that's a region that's been really wanting a gravel event. It's the largest state forest in Pennsylvania, so tons of gravel all through it.
Wow.
They reached out to some people who got connected with me and was like, why do we have a gravel event in our forest? And I'm
Wow.
like, yeah, why isn't there a gravel event in this forest? It's a
What
great, big, awesome forest.
Time out for a minute. That is a really interesting dynamic shift that
Yeah.
you have a state forest saying we want something like this here, as opposed to that the typical race director or event promoter kind of thing where it's like, hey, we want to do this. It's like, oh, here's all the roadblocks to doing that. If you can hurdle them, then you can have your event here.
Yeah.
That's a much different thing.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because their job is to protect the forest.
Sure.
Like they're
Sure.
just to
I
consider
get it.
that. So I applaud their protective nature of it. The new rec director for the forest and the new forest director, I think he's been there a few years now, Greg. They've seen, like, there's trail runs to that forest all the time. The Heiner Run is one of the biggest in the East. There's a few other ones that go there. So they get the idea that it can happen and it's not, if it's managed well, it's not problematic. So then once they saw the gravel cycling was growing, and they're like, well, you guys are pretty unobtrusive to us as far as events go compared to other kinds of things we could have, like a rally car race. I mean,
Oh,
they seem all for it. So there is one in the state forest of Pennsylvania. I still got to meet with them. It's like, how do you close the roads? They're like, talk to me. Let's figure this out. But yeah, really excited about that. Lock Haven, Clinton County Economic Partnership Group is helping to pull a bunch of local community together for it. I think we're gonna have a good time with Grindero. I think we'll probably max that one in the 300-ish range, maybe 4. We'll see how it's going.
Okay.
We're at 120 or so right now, I think, signed up, so we're about half. Yeah, I think Grindero in that region really makes sense. It's
Okay.
some really good segments. I still got to figure out how to throw in a little bit of single track without it being
give
too
it a
goofy,
ask.
because Grindero likes a little bit of gnar, because surprise, gravel bikes can handle a little bit more gnar than we probably thought they did. They're not just road bikes.
Or that they used to. Yeah.
Yeah, they're also very good road bikes, and there's some nice long forever gravel sections that'll be great. There'll be some climbing because Pennsylvania, and it goes to the Bucktail Gorge, so we'll go up to one side and come back down to the river, then back up out of it. Yeah.
So then after July, where do we go from there?
July then leads. Now then it becomes monthly at that point. So that one's in July. August 29th, the end of the month, we'll be doing barn gravel, and that's really community based. It's a friend, Jared Garber. He's got this cool property with a barn, so, and good places to ride around him. So he invited some friends to go for a ride, and they had a good time. So they did it again, and more friends showed up, and they did it again, and more friends showed up, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, this is becoming like more people than we can handle. We need like registration, insurance, and all that sort of stuff. So, so when they brought us in and say, can you do that side thing? You can have the event. I just want to have people at my place and have a good time. So our goal is to find more friends for Jared Garber. And so we have it at his place, go on rides that he would do. If they like it, then he's a new friend. That's the vibe around it. So, yeah, it's fun. Again, we'll probably hit some single track because there's a really good single track park, or not park. I guess it is a park near them. Not a park as far as features and that sort of thing, but it's a Bloom Marsh park, and really fun, flowy things that you can do on a gravel bike. It's not rowdy, rocky things like you might think of for Pennsylvania. So it's kind of fun to flow in a drop bar.
You throw a lot of single track into all, or not a lot of single track, but you throw some single track into most, if not all, of your events. Is that correct?
No, that's no. Funky Knife Fight did. We took it out. That doesn't have it anymore.
Okay.
Barn Duro will. Barn Gravel probably will unless we make some changes. PA Gravel Fest could, but we don't have any right now. We might have some.
Well, that's a different
double
animal.
country
That's
roads.
that's a different animal.
Yeah.
That's a much different animal.
Unpaved doesn't. Long wheel draft just feels like it.
Okay.
But it definitely has passing lanes.
Joey, have you ridden long wheel draft? We need to go up there just to do that. We'll go up and do that. You'd have to wear
Didn't
your
even
tie.
drive
though.
it.
You could wear your suit and tie. This is going to be your new thing. Is
I'm just
wearing
going to change it up.
It's
Keep
just
it
suit and
on.
tie? Yeah.
no wearing
Yeah.
a suit and tie for events. I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
We get
I understand.
sidetracked. We get
That's why I wore
sidetracked
the bacon suit during
really
cyclocross.
easily.
Yeah. I get it.
I got a sock
Look like a
monkey
boss,
onesie.
man.
You got a sock
Ooh.
monkey onesie?
Well, Jess does, and I can squeeze into it.
Well, we also have the Bucky suits.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Bucky suits.
Ooh,
But
we
anyway.
should think of costume ride for Gravel Fest.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love that idea. Anyway, we're getting way we're bouncing around all over the place. I'll try to keep us on track. So that's
I'll segue. That's a good segue though, because the next
Okay.
one is PA Gravel Fest.
Okay. I'm excited about this one this year. I'm excited about going to
Yeah.
Gravel Fest.
Same. Again, it's a thing that was kind of being done by this guy who has, his family has this beautiful private campground in north central Pennsylvania called Crooked Creek. It's right on the Pine Creek before it kind of gets to be a big Pine Creek that starts making the gorge that is the PA Grand Canyon. So we sit on this great, huge, flat, and all the RV campers were like, "You didn't tell us how flat these parking spots were. These are perfect. We had no setup."
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, big airport hangar structure that we have the food and expo in and stuff like that. So it's a really great setup for a festival because the riding there's a couple legit climbs, but mostly you ride up to the flat that is the PA Grand Canyon Western Rim. And then it's just 1% to 2% grades for miles and miles and miles. So it would make a great race course, but it makes a great festival course because we have a variety of things. You can connect, you can go down to a swimming hole, you can come back up and then get to a vista. And yeah, you just casually choose what you want to do all day. And then you come back down and hang out, sit in the creek to clean up. And then there are showers too if you're so inclined. Have your camp meal all set up there, or we'll have food service you can buy into there. We're going to have Chris and Alex of the Dirt and Kittens be the fun directors for it. So
Oh, nice.
games and clinics, and yeah, we're meeting post winter training series to really dial in what fun things we do. We had seminars with, say, Carlos, Single Track Samurai, came up to talk about bike camping. My wife Celine talked about hydration and nutrition. Abe Landis did a photography one, like how to win Instagram on your gravel ride sort of vibe. Alex and Chris put on a skills clinic. So we had a good time with all that. We can do plenty more because there's space and time, because we'll have 3 days of hanging out. And you want to learn something, grab a plate of food and sit around and listen to some advice on how to pack your gravel bike, so, and stuff like that.
I have a prediction. I think this year's Gravel Fest is going to be killer, and that is going to turn it into I said earlier, a circle the calendar kind of thing. My prediction now in early 2026 is that by 2027, Gravel Fest is going to be the thing that people are not going to want to miss. I'm going to put that.
I'm fairly confident as well. I've made that prediction last year that like in the next 2 to 3 years, it's like this is going to be like the thing.
Yeah.
It's also great because it's like right at the start of the fall season, like the right shoulder, summer to fall. So it's still warm. You want to jump in the creek. It's starting to feel like, oh, the events are coming. Like all the big gravel events are coming. Like you can hang out and go ride bikes, and I'll feel good leaving this for that. If you want to get some miles in, it's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
If you just want to hang out, it's an easy way to do it. So it depends how you want to gravel. It's got spirit of gravel all over it.
Yeah. I'm excited about that this year. I'm very, very, very excited about that this year.
So that's September 11th to the 13th in Gaines, Pennsylvania. And all this information is on unPavedPennsylvania.com. But as you're planning your calendars, you're writing things down, listening to your podcast, on 11th to 13th, PA Gravel Fest.
And then we all know what happens in October.
We call that the Keystone event of Pennsylvania Gravel. How's that?
I like it.
But true. I mean, I think also now it's just after D2 Archery, the biggest gravel event on the East Coast. I think Vermont Overland's right about the same size, which is great. This will be our 9th one of these, and it's going fantastic. Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau is back and going to help us like grow it even more. So looking at about 1,000 to 1,200 people for this event.
Wow.
That's the goal. And it's really great because, again, it is also how do you want to gravel? Do you want to race? Cool. We have a 130-mile race for Whoopie Pies. It's broken up over 4 segments. 2 of them are pretty long, 20 miles each, and a couple other, the Jones Mountain Kicker because you got to get hill climb in there, and then also the now I'm forgetting the name of one of them. Sorry, my name. The second one after Jones Mountain is a full throttle time trial elevation loss. So see what kind of diesel engine you got for that segment. But then
that's my favorite.
Burley Loop.
That's my favorite section on the whole of the thing right there.
So good. The Burley Loop is 24 miles of up and down, and then the Bear Gap Loop is also up and down with a couple of NAR sections in there. So get your skills tests. So it's not just a fitness test. As of 130 miles, it's only timed in those segments, so you can stop at all the. We have rest stops, we're calling them, where you can totally refuel, have a hot dog, have pierogies, fill up all your water bottles, change your tube if you had a slow leak, do all the things you need to take care of yourself, so then you can race after it, but you don't need to race through the rest stops. But we will also have a couple what do we call those? Rest stops and pit stops. Yeah.
Pit stops. Okay.
Pit stops on the Burley Loop and the Bear Gap segment, so that if you are having a mechanical, if you dropped a water bottle, you can have quick fix repair. We have pro mechanics there that, Keto from Dutch Wheelman used to be a pro road race mechanic traveling the country. So he has saved people's jacked up derailleurs at the bottom of long wheel draft. There's a hand up right there.
Yep.
And
he's done that for me.
you probably put your foot down and went over to the creek and helped Army J fish for a little bit.
Racers
Racers want it done quick. So Pito can do it either way. He can do a thorough job, or he can boom, you're good, go, push you off.
I think my little timing, my section of Longwell Draft when I did that, I kind of spaced out. I know that the bike broke at some point, like midway or something, and I just kept going. And I got to the bottom and was like, well, he's either going to fix it or it's something, I don't really care. It was like I just didn't even care at that point. It was like it's going to happen one way or the other, and he took care of it.
Yeah, the first year, Matt Kerbeau, who won, ended up winning, and that's when it was a full 120-mile race, not segment, but everything was on the clock. His wheel kind of cracked on the long wheel draft. He's like, well, I'm out. Got him in a rolling position. Now you screwed up enough. Go see how far it goes, and he finished and won. So,
and I know there were some people. I believe the year that I did Longwell Draft and did the full pull, I think people were swapping wheels at the end of Longwell Draft. I know there were at least. I know you maybe don't want to hear that.
There.
yeah. But I don't know.
I think they would have gotten back to me by now. It's like, we should probably put a rule in about wheel swaps.
Yeah, dirty rat.
We do have a rule about no support out there, but yeah. Maybe Pito had one in his car and realized, here, I can help you get on your ride.
And I could have interpreted that wrong. But it was also, I'm going to be very fair. By the time I got there, there was nobody that was in a timing kind of situation. So it was.
Yeah. No one's really worried about the result.
No one was really worried about it. In the group in my vicinity, it was not a thing that people were worried about.
Which is a lovely segue, podcast host, into you can also choose to do unPAved at a ride pace. You don't need to do it at a pace. We call it ride at pierogi pace. It's a lower price, so take some of the pressure off of that. Take some of the pressure off what you want to do. Choose your distance that day, 50, 70, 100, or 130 miles. If you want to do the whole thing, you can. Just depends what you're feeling when you start that morning. It's all the same price. So when you start rolling up Miller Center, you get to the top of Jones Mountain, and you go, I don't think I want to do any more climbing. Start taking some lefts, and you're going to end up back down in Mifflinburg or Rusty Rail and have a 50-mile ride. If you feel like I can do a little bit more, you can kick one in. If you feel like you can do a whole bunch more, do the Burley Loop and then come back down. If you feel like you can do more after that, then finish the 130. So it's kind of choose your own adventure.
The Burley Loop is beautiful. Joe, you've ridden that. We rode that together a couple of years ago, and then I did last year as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Again, great segue, podcast host, because you should have a tie on. We are taking out the Burley 30 ride. As beautiful as a loop that is, and as great to have at the remote start-finish parking lot for people who want to do a 30-mile gravel ride, it's not an easy beginner 30-mile gravel ride.
Thank God you said it.
Nope.
Yeah, oh, yeah. No, I try to address that, but it's really hard when you look at a big event and you see the shortest option. The assumption is that's the beginner ride,
Yeah.
and that's not fair to it's not fair to people who sign up for and go, "What the hell is this?" It's just is what it is. We used to have what we called the unPAved 30, which was rolling farm country roads, and it hit like two gravel roads that up to like a mile, and then the rail trail was the rest of the gravel, and that's not a fair gravel experience either. So both of those weren't working out. We don't really have a good beginner loop. So what I've done is we've moved the remote start finish to Mifflinburg, which is where the Rusty Rail Brewing Company is. It's only a 15-minute-ish drive from Lewisburg. So if you want to cut off roughly 18 miles of your ride, you can drive to Mifflinburg, park there, and then start the ride there. And then so what would have been the 50 is actually about a 40. Takes about 10 miles off to do that because you still have to ride up to some of the section. So that's like a easy year. You still have to climb Jones Mountain, which is no joke. It's 3.5 miles of legit climbing. But after that, it's pretty mellow to ride back into town after that. Once you can accomplish the big climb and know you can do it, then you should feel good about doing all the rest. But say you've done all the unpaved stuff before, you still want something new and different. You like long wheel draft because something's chunky, but I don't want to do an 130-mile ride because that's a lot. Even 100-mile, throwing that in adds up. We've made a 70 that starts and finishes in Mifflinburg. And that will take you up Jones, over to the ranch aid station, through Woodward, up the back climb, down the beautiful Cherry Run descent, probably the best descent in maybe gravel. I don't know. It's pretty amazing. Over to Poe Party aid station, or the Poe Party rest stop. Sling up some pierogies, hang out with the Peck crew and Nate and all of them, good people. Climb up, go down long wheel draft, which by the way is smoother than I remembered it when I was there last year. So it's gotten better.
Maybe the Jeeps have run it in. I don't know.
Maybe a cabin was put in and they made some of the end of it is much smoother than it used to be. Because that's like an entry point for the Jeep, for the cabin at the bottom. You'll shoot out, you'll end up at Pito's, but instead of taking a right and making it like a 130-mile or 100-mile ride, you're going to stay straight. Take what maybe even a better descent than the Cherry Run descent because it's just faster. Back towards the Camp K aid station and then to Mifflinburg, where you can stop there and hang out at Rusty Rails as long as you please because you're there.
That sounds like a sweet spot.
Mile.
That sounds like a real sweet spot right there. You know, I've done the 50, I've done the Burley, I've done the full. The 50 I always thought was like the sweet spot, but I also felt like it just wasn't quite enough, if that makes sense. So that actually sounds, because you hit the ranch, you got the big climb, you hit the ranch, and you get to hit Poe Patty.
Yep.
And that actually sounds like a winner.
Basically, what you miss is the rail trail out and back.
Okay. Well, but I think the some people would look at it in rail trail and go, but I remember in the rail trail for the full pull, getting on that and like being scared to death on the rail trail because it was dark and it was cold.
Yeah, we put you in a tough spot. Having you be lead out was maybe
no, that wasn't
not my smartest move at 6 a.m. in the morning.
That wasn't the year that I did the full pull, though. The year I did the full pull was the next year. The year we did the lead out, I did the 50. And maybe that was what I'm kind of remembering, too.
2019.
Yeah, the lead out, as I remember Larry and I we did the 50. You dropped out.
I drove with Brett all day.
Yeah. You only went part of the way. And I know that Larry and I got back really quickly. And maybe that's what it felt like. It was not quite enough. I know it was a right distance, and you got to see a lot. But getting the ability to have the ranch and Poe Patty, I think would really do. That's nice. I like that.
I think so, too. That. Yeah. I think both of those 40s and the 40 and 70, they're going to be a mass start, too, by the way. So while it's still not competitive, I mean, we'll post your times like a week or so later just so you can see how you did compared to everyone else, just for curiosity's sake.
Right.
But when I kind of, since you're making that trip out, don't want you to miss like the community feel of the big event. Don't like you drive out to a thing and go for a ride and come back to your car. That's not what gravel events are about. It's got to feel like, you're with the others, you're like-minded souls, that sort of thing. So want to have that feel. So that's like those two will start at 10 a.m. in Mifflinburg.
Okay.
Everyone else doing the race or the choose your own adventure from Lewisburg, you can start anytime between I think it was 6:30 and 10 or 6:30 and 9.
And then when you're done, you're at unPAved. Well,
You're at the unPAved party.
you go to Rusty Rail first, then you go to unPAved.
Yeah.
And
you go to Rusty Rail. You enjoy Rusty Rail, maybe not too much because you still got to get back to town either on your bike or in your car. So they will have beverages to go. Think of it that way. And last year we had musette bags available there. And so if you bought a 4-pack, you could throw in your musette bag and ride with that back to the, on the rail trail.
Nice.
It was great. We probably have enough left over of that still. You want to end up back at the Miller Center for the unPAved party. New trail will be there. Food trucks will be there. You get your meal, get your whoopie pie, hang out with everyone, talk about what you did. There's always a great thing about gravel events and like everyone has a shared experience, but also like this one, everyone has a different experience. So they get to share what they did and they hear what others did and maybe think about what they want to do next time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And will there be birch beer?
There will be birch beer.
Okay, just making sure.
Well,
That's what'll get Joey there.
It is something. There was not this year, and I was
That's why I didn't go.
not my friendliest that afternoon when I found that out, that I missed the birch beer deadline. And so anyway, Karen, there will be birch beer.
Awesome.
I need birch beer all day. I don't drink until everyone's in, so I need birch beer all day.
Okay, so that's October.
That's October.
Let's talk about
And
November.
don't forget, coming in, just more wrapped up on that. Don't forget to come in Friday night. We all hang out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Either the Bull Run or last year we were at the Marriott bar. They opened up for us, and that was a blast to just be centered on there. The Lewisburg Fall Festival timed it with the unPAved Expo. We have some more fun things we're going to do around that. The film festival on Saturday evening. We hang out there for about an hour and a half, and watch fun bike videos together.
So
The area is just so great. So
I'm assuming since you do it with the Susquehanna Valley Visitors Bureau, they do
Susquehanna River Valley Visitors Bureau.
Yeah, that one. They do an economic impact survey every year. Do they do that every year?
They do not do that every year.
Oh,
So
I wonder
they're
what
doing a variety of different things. So we've run one, and it's come in at $2 million,
Wow.
which is not just the weekend. It's the weekend plus ancillary visits.
Yeah.
We use the Bureau of Land Management's equations to figure all that stuff out, which is more than the one we ran in 2019, which was 800,000. So the 2.3 or 2 some whatever it is, 2 million plus dollars. We use that number a lot. Now, seems high, but it's what the math said. So we might argue.
No, I mean,
No,
think
I don't.
about it,
It doesn't sound high to me for the fact that you've got 1,000 to 1,200 people. Everybody's coming for the full weekend. Most folks come for the full weekend.
Yeah.
There's lodging, there's food, there's all the ancillary things that go along with it. The gas, it adds up fast.
It adds up
really
quick.
fast.
And you guys have talked about it at events. I've talked about it at other things. Big gravel events add up quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the trick is to make sure it's worth all of that, not just a registration fee, which is not a cheap one. If we don't put on a cheap event, so it's going to not be a cheap one to sign up for. And you do have to pay for all those other things. So is it worth the trip? Is it the ride you need to do? 50 maybe a little too short, so 90 is a little too much. So is there a 70 sweet spot we can help people make it worthwhile? Yeah. Is there stuff to do on Saturday? Absolutely. And the region itself is worth the trip too. And with that comes the support of the region because they know they're getting people to come back oh, it's great now. I'm going to come back with my rest of my family in summer and then get to go hang out downtown and do the big shopping thing and the kids programs at the Children's Museum and farm tours and stuff like that, and wineries just down the road. There's so many things you can do in that region. So that's where I think the ancillary comes from. It's how much you're on comes. And, when you're there, grab a gravel adventure field guide for that region. And there's short rides, there's long rides, there's bike packing rides you can do out of there. So that guidebook has been pretty awesome for it too.
Yeah, I love that. I love those little guidebooks. They're fantastic.
I got them all on a shelf up in my office.
Yeah.
I love them.
Nice.
I want to get the posters.
Okay.
I got a poster. Yeah, they gave me one of the posters, which was great. Yeah, you got to hang it up sometime.
Well, it took me 2 years to hang my unPAved artwork, so I don't know if I would hang up posters soon.
I still not hung on mine either. I have an office plan. I just need the room in the house for the office, but we can't give up that room yet. So,
okay, so now we ready for November?
We don't need to be ready for November. We can just move 2 weeks to October 25th.
Okay.
So we moved higher ground up a week.
Oh, you did? Okay. So it's not November anymore. It's October.
It's not November. I didn't realize when we set that up that was also the clock change weekend. And boy, that throws a monkey wrench into your big ride when the
Is that?
night comes early.
Oh, you just made Joey think about something from a NICA perspective. He went, "Oh crap!"
I thought it was a week later.
I could be wrong. I'm bad at knowing those things.
It's November 2nd. Oh no, 2026. Sorry. Anyways.
Yeah, it was November 2nd last.
November 1st in.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good.
Got it.
So is that week? Yeah. Good to know. So we did move it up a week so we can avoid that. So higher ground out of Johnstown, which is in southwest Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, if you're coming up for this, you should probably go to Pittsburgh on the day before Saturday and watch or try the Dirty Dozen, legendary Pennsylvania bike event.
That's the same
Done by
weekend.
Danny Chu.
That's the same
It's
weekend.
the same weekend. So yeah,
cool.
Southwest PA is going to have two gnarly events happening that weekend. Speaking of Mount Rushmore, Pennsylvania, Danny Chu is on the Mount Rushmore of the Dirty Dozen. Anyway, Johnstown's great. It's a scenic tour. Definitely no timing competition because we want to show off the Laurel Highlands. We want to show off Johnstown. We want to show off the Path of the Flood Trail. It's one of the best trails I've ever ridden. Wouldn't call it a rail trail. It's built out like one, but it's got elevation. It's got turns. It's got like all sorts of fun things to make it real. And it starts at the memorial for the flood. You actually ride through the dam that broke along the creek, which was a lake, then a river, is now really just a creek. And so you ride through the earthen dam that's, just a couple hillsides and then like this. You can't see me, podcasters, but go on. You can really feel the power of all that as you ride the river trail, Path of the Flood, back into Johnstown. And you can see Johnstown is surrounded by steep pitches. So the Path of the Flood Trail is fairly mellow. It's got some elevation changes, but nothing too crazy. And that's the first 40 miles, or the only 40 miles if that's what you're up for, and that's totally fine. Because more than that means you're going to go hit those climbs. We will also have
I'm making a note of that.
It should be pretty obvious if you look at our GPS. I'm like, that first 40 looks fine. The Hundo is the full distance, so we'll just use that as a guide. So the first 40, rolling, get out of town into some cool gravel and remote abandoned areas. This definitely has a bit of a punk metal vibe. That's how Jerry Bunk started, and that's where we're going to keep it rolling. And with friends, stopping at things, taking pictures at the weird waterfall with graffiti on it and stuff like that. Just the kind of those cool nooks and crannies, things you get to do on these bikes. Go out through some farm country, a little bit of paved stuff. They're going to try and make that part maybe a little shorter, but it is kind of remote and pretty out there to get to the memorial. It's where, Pike will have an aid station set up so you can refuel there, ride back down along the river, get the feel of all that, stop and read all the signage about what was happening, come back into the city, and then decide if you want to do more. If you're going to stay on the Hundo, the next climb out of it, Decker Avenue, is straight up. It's not the incline plane trail that they're going to run downhills off of, but it's the next mountain over. And I think it is one of Pennsylvania's 5 hardest climbs. It's a category 2 on Strava, and there's only category 2s in PA. So it goes up, but it gets you up to this beautiful game lands area that no one rides. There are no Strava segments in that forest, which was pretty awesome. And just open, remote gravel roads through a big forest on top of this ridge. Ride that for about 20 miles, circle back, come down, come back through the south of Johnstown. And then there's another trail along that river that brings you back into the city. That gets you to mile 80. You feel like you still need more. We have a 20-mile loop. That's a punch in the gut up a different climb into another forest. If you still have daylight, you can get out to this vista and enjoy that. But if it's getting dark, turn your lights on because that descent back down is pretty gnarly and steep. So it's really just for the experienced riders that can handle that.
Not me.
But you can also skip the Decker Ave 40-mile section and do 60. So we'll have a 60-mile option that's, if the 40 was I still want to do a little bit more, here's 20, go climb that and come back down and tell us how you like it.
How many folks for this one? How many folks for higher ground?
I think we're going to try and get 250, maybe 3. We had 100 last year when we brought it back. It hadn't been run for a couple of years. So it's good to bring it back. Got great feedback on it. The venue is great. It's a People Natural Gas Park. So it's like a concert venue, arts thing that's right in downtown. We can do camping there. So if it's like $5 or $10 to stay overnight for 1 or 2 nights and just hang out
That's
there.
great.
Yeah. There's also hotels in town and Airbnbs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a good closer too. Although that's money F around is, monthly afterwards, but it's kind of the end of the season. Like, so there's unpaid, then there's Iron Cross, then there's Higher Ground. Like, that's 3 big weekends. Probably only a handful of people can do all 3 of them, but you're like, after doing something big like unpaved, you can go like do a mellow, pretty inexpensive. I think we're going to price everything $1 less than the mileage distance. Just the
Okay.
So 100 miles is $99. It's 60 miles is $59, that sort of thing, and go out and have a good time and stress free and just like ride around with friends and make some new friends.
Now, Dave, I've done a little, while we've been chatting, I've done a little back of the envelope math kind of thing. And based upon going from Monkey Knife Fight through Grunduro to Barn Gravel to Gravel Fest to unpaved and then wrapping it up with Higher Ground, I've got an estimate of about 2,500 people you're going to be a pseudo father to for different periods of time. So a different kind of father. That's huge, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Now we got to go do it. So now we got to tell the word. Thanks for getting me on for this. It's Philly Bike Expo is kind of the kickoff for all of us. So that's now under a month away. Also at that, come to it. We're going to have a seminar on Saturday with a few other gravel event promoters like James and Helena from PAC. It's called Find the Gravel Event That's Right for You. We're going to do it kind of speed dating style. So we're all Pat will be on there talking about his 2 events. I'll talk about my 6. James will talk about Mammoth. Like, we'll each get a few minutes to say why you should come to our event and then have a little Q&A, like what people are looking for and that sort of thing. So come to Play Bike Expo. I'll have a booth. Dirtbags will have people putting on shenanigans. We're going to have a good time.
Now, Philly Bike Expo is March 13th and 14th, correct?
14th and 15th.
14th and 15th. Got my names wrong. Which day is that? A Saturday and a Sunday? Now, which day is the thing that y'all are doing, that little seminar? Or
We're doing something on each. The seminar will be on Saturday at 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
And that's free to anyone who gets into the expo, who buys a ticket for the expo. And on Sunday morning, we're going to do an unpaved Philly ride. So starting at the Art Museum steps, we're going to go right around and find, again, nooks and crannies in Philly that's gravel, or we'll find some single track. But the smooth stuff in the Belmont that's rideable.
Okay.
And then zip around some of the paved stuff over to some chunky things, do like the Port Royal climb because it's cobblestones, then gravel, then dirt, and then chunky, then bad pavement. That's fun to climb. Shoot back down into the Wissahickon, and then ride out that gravel through there. May stop at Paper Trail if people want to go up and get an espresso, or just head back to the expo from there.
Cool. So a full calendar year of things to go on unpaved in Pennsylvania. Bravo. Congratulations, Dave. I'm excited about it.
I'm excited. I mean, there's 31, I think, different gravel events happening in Pennsylvania this year. So if you go on our website under PA All Day, because you can really, it's what our kind of rally cry on big rides in Pennsylvania is PA All Day. We have a gravel event calendar for the state, and they're all listed there. So if you're interested in more, go there, because it's really one of the best states in the country and thus best regions in the world to ride gravel. So we just want more people to know it.
How do you, Dave, with all of that, with all of these events, how big of a struggle is it for you to sort of keep that authentic kind of community-based gravel vibe when at the same time the front of the pack is getting more serious, is getting faster, all of those things that are happening at the tip of the spear in the gravel world? How big of a struggle is it to keep that community vibe in place?
Great question. I've had this conversation a lot with other promoters. I'm in an interesting spot because I don't do a whole lot with the tip of the spear. Like unpaved, Grindero are the 2 that have competitive elements to it. And to be fair, we have not concentrated a lot on the racing up until last year. And even then, it's still like marginal on how much of the racing results, prizes, that sort of thing. Last year was the first time we ever offered cash prizes for unpaved. Normally they just got a bigger whoopie pie than everyone else. But spoiler alert, everyone gets a whoopie pie. Everyone wins one, but they just got the king size one. But we decided we wanted to step up some, so we tested the waters with that and put some cash prizes. We're still deciding how much of cash prize will go up on that to see how much more we can bring. Definitely. So the racing does bring attention.
Okay.
The podium photos are some of our most shared ones of unPAved, more than some of the scenic ones. It's always going to be a big part of it. My line of thinking with is like, I want to make sure that these are events where there's friends. Just some friends happen to be a lot faster than other friends.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to fast people. I married one. They can be a lot of fun. They can also be some more work. I mean, they have different needs in a lot of regards than people who are in it to basically eat as much they can at every aid station. So balancing that is hard. I thought seriously about putting on a pro-focused race and ran numbers and this stuff. I'm like, the chance of this surviving more than 3 years are pretty slim versus an unPAved, which can be a 9 because it's focused on getting a bunch of people there to have a good time. It just didn't feel like it's the right business model now. Now, if I had made unPAved full race, since Ted King showed up and we didn't have that COVID and make those changes and it stayed that, could it have been a Mid-South level thing? Possibly. But we didn't go that direction. We're over here now. Chasing those things now is going to be real expensive. Okay. And the bike industry now is not able to support it. So how are you going to bring those people in who realistically most pay registration fees, but also most expect their registration fee to be waived because they're showing up at your race. And so they expect some VIP treatment. Fine, I get it. And they're trying to make a living. Cool. But that's more than cost. Am I going to pass it on to the participants to have more fast people show up? Or am I going to try and get that from other sponsors to get more fast people show up? Trying to balance all that is not easy. And every event is going to be different. So go back to how do you feel like every event should feel right for where it is, what it's doing, and not necessarily be like a cookie cutter sort of thing. What I love about gravel, one of the many things I love about gravel, but probably from this perspective, is how unique Mid-South is to Unbound, to Gravel Worlds, to Rift, to SBT, to all those big name ones, big ticket ones are unique and different. And it's not like you have to use this same format. Even Unbound and Leadville run by the same company. I don't know if you have the same age groups even or the same rule. Yeah, the Grand Prix has to do their things and they have to have that. That's a different animal. But as far as there's not a point system for all those, so you don't have to follow the same thing. You don't have to do all of them in order to get all the points for things.
Right.
So it's not like this great big series where they have to have the same format. So will UCI be able to do that? I don't think so. I think maybe in Europe they can, but I don't think that's going to work in America because you're not going to get Mid-South to sign on to having. They use 30 to 40-year-old age groups to go to 35 to 45.
Okay.
Just those little things can throw everything off for a vibe of a thing because you lose that character of that. I mean, can you imagine Mid-South as a UCI event and not being the Bobby Wintle show? No. I think the same thing follows with Gravel Worlds and what they do in the most inclusive race on the planet. If they had to follow UCI rules and kick transgender out, then that changes everything for them. So staying unique is, I think, the most important thing. And so my 6 events are all very different from each other.
Yeah.
They have some common elements. I should probably be a better business person and have more common elements and have, here's how aid stations work. But I still want to have room for creativity. And if someone's working an aid station, like Brad from, what's his last name? Brad Q from Dirt Rag wanted to work an aid station. That'd be great. And it's I'm going to bring chili dogs. Of course, I'm not going to say no to chili dogs, even though that sounds like a terrible race food. You got to have room for that artistic creativity and things that happen spur of the moment. So
I think it comes down to we're only human. You only have so much bandwidth to give, and if you've got to focus on trying to build a race for professional riders, it's going to lose some of that community feel. And
absolutely.
And you can't. Then the flip side is also true. You can't build a community focused event and then go, oh hey, come on over here and race at Tip of the Spear. It's tough. It's a very, very tough thing.
And I think there is room for a professional race. That's why I would have thought about it. So sure, run a podcast. No one listens to this, right? We can just talk. It's just us.
It's true.
Yeah.
There may be 10 or 20. I don't know.
So the Sproul State Forest, when they went let's put on a race, and they're open to all sorts of things, like closed roads. They would be open to that. So I was like, that's what made me think about a pro race, because if I put on a pro race, I would want to have closed roads, just for the safety element.
Yeah.
Which really got me thinking about it. And then it became the numbers game, and it would have to only be a pro race. It wouldn't be something for everyone to do. I don't think people would show up to be spectators for a gravel event. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Probably not. But everyone likes to think that they would, and it become like the Tour of Flanders. But let's be realistic. I'd rather go for a bike ride, most people, than go watch people suffer up one climb once.
Truth.
But I think there's going to be room for that. I think whenever the industry settles down, hopefully that can happen. I'll be curious to see how the Mid-South format with the pros racing Friday night goes. I think that's an interesting format that he's doing. And so everyone's, again, trying things, because the pros should have their own space. It's problematic to have everyone out there together. It's just gotten too big.
Yeah, but there's something cool, though. There's a cool factor of, the average Joe getting to be on the same course and riding the same event as the pro at the same time. There's something there. I'm not sure it's all of that, but
absolutely. But the pros don't feel as cool about it for the most part.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They do. Yeah. They do like at a venue. They do at the expo. They do they like having 1,000 people, 3,000 people there, seeing that their sport is big and supporting them. And they know that that's critical. Otherwise, no one's going to pay to have them race bikes. But when they're on course, they do not want to be navigating. I mean, when last time I did Unbound, and I was trying to go around someone, and then I didn't know there was a line of 8 pros barreling past me because I was doing the 100, they're in the 200, and I got an elbow. It's mostly just but I think it was more don't come over anymore, just protecting himself a little bit. Not
sure.
I should have rephrased that. He did not throw an elbow at me,
right.
But he definitely was bracing for, if I come over anymore, I'm getting pushed back out versus him getting knocked off. Fine.
There's some danger in that too, because that's how they race versus somebody who's out for a 25-mile fun ride, and all of a sudden they're getting manhandled back into their lane.
I'm 6'2", 200, and I've bounced off people in cross races before, so I got tapped. I didn't immediately go crash into the thing. If I'm I'm new at this, and I'm doing that on a janky hybrid sort of thing like this, and all of a sudden I get clipped. It's bad. So it's bad for everyone if that happens. It almost never happens. So it's okay, we've gotten away with this long. It might be at a breaking point or getting close.
Well, you remember? I mean, I could have taken out Ted King.
That's true.
In all seriousness,
when we did the lead out, yeah.
Right. No, that was a neutralized section. So the idea
we were working hard.
Fast neutralized section.
If I wasn't too worried about you guys making a 25-mile-an-hour Mike Kuhn in front of the thing in his truck pace.
Okay.
Mike Kuhn, also on the Mount Rushmore. But yeah, I get where you're going. It is a tough balance with all those things, and I love that we're still figuring it all out, and we're going to go back and forth because everyone does love it. So it's worth trying to things, and we love it like a family. We yell at each other across the the rest stop or dining room table about how it should be, and then we keep trying things. So this is what we're trying. The Pennsylvania vibe is let's all get together, and if you happen to be very fast, that's pretty cool. But
I've got one more question before we jump over to this or that, and then Joey, I'll give you the opportunity if you've got anything that you wanted to circle back.
No, I'm drinking a full thing of coffee though. I'll let you know that.
Okay, you look very comfortable in the coat and tie though. You could have he could very easily have gone corporate. I do believe, Joe, you could have been a stellar corporate guy.
I've been rewatching Jack Ryan, so
you'd have been a finance guy. Would you have been a finance guy or
Jack Ryan was a finance guy?
Yeah. This or that. There you go.
Yeah.
Finance or Sports Center.
If you had to give advice, and we'll just use unPAved, if you had to give advice to somebody that's a first timer, what would the one upgrade to their setup on their gravel bike be? Tires, gearing? If you had to give the advice to one first timer.
Ooh.
Is that an upgrade or adjustment?
An adjustment. Either one.
Yeah.
Adjustment, yeah. Upgrade, adjustment, whatever you want to call it.
Great question. I'm going to say tires and tire pressure are, I think, one of the most key things. I think the braking on bikes is good. Thank you, discs. Because of discs, now we can run wider tires. I think the gearing obviously is a great big deal, and to be able to climb something is have enough gears for that. But boy, they're a lot better than when I rode road bikes up these dumb things with 23 cogs in 23 millimeter tires. So I think you can manage that. If you have to walk some, you have to walk some, and you'll get stronger or you'll get different gearing or both. But tires and tire pressures make such a giant difference, and we all ride probably a little more than we probably should because I don't want it to feel squishy or something like that. But you can go lower and lower and lower, and it's something you can kind of play with and see what feels good for you. And traction is great.
Yeah.
So it's one of the most important things for safety is not sliding out.
I know I always feel better on bigger, fatter, cushier
Ryan's on the
tires.
hunt for some fitties right now.
Yeah. I'm on
I
the
have
hunt.
NVIDIA's are nice, but also throw a bag on and more snacks in, so you're not feeling
more
hungry.
food.
Gravel
More food.
gravel bikes have room for bags. It's one of the best differences between them and road bikes is you're not being a weight weenie. Throw more equipment and snacks on your bike so you feel confident when you're out there.
Mine would be, and this would be personal experience. Even if you don't think you're going to need it, bring a light, friends. Bring a light because you may end up needing it.
Bring a light. And if you have a light in your drop bag for the cutoff, put it on your bike.
Put it on your bike.
You're probably going to end up in the dark.
Put it on your bike
Don't just
from the
leave it there
get-go.
because 20 miles, I can do it in a half hour. You cannot.
Dave, I'll give you the opportunity. Anything you want to throw out there before we jump over to this or that? Anything we've missed that you wanted to make sure we hit?
No, I mean, I certainly had a great time with you and Larry down in Florida. That was a blast. So,
Oh, man, so much
if
fun.
you go on more adventures, go find something and go spend a few days with friends and ride bikes around and have a good time. And
Be weird,
Yeah.
folks. Be
and
weird.
do that. Yeah. And do it your way. Don't feel like it has to be this, that, or the other thing.
Yep.
Make up your own version of it. When my wife and friends and I did pants ride, we did very different from the official pants route. And boy, I wouldn't have changed a thing other than my fitness level. But I think my fitness level changed by day 4. So then I'm good. Just gravel is fun. Go have fun with each other.
Be weird. Be weird. Let's bring back weirdness. Come on.
And if you want to get weird riding gravel in PA, reach out to me. I am here to help people have a great time riding gravel bikes in Pennsylvania.
Great. This or that's, friends. Dave,
Yeah.
you're our guest. You get to go first. Joe, you're next. Then I'm going to wrap it up. Use.
No, wait, Joey mucks it up.
Yeah, Joey
it's
does
muck it up. Come
Muck
on.
it
I
up. Joey
was-
mucks it up. Use
Well, he has
or
teeth now, so you can enunciate a little better.
no, I can't. Words are still hard. Use or yins? Which is the correct, or which is your preferred?
So Hughes is Philly, Jens is Pittsburgh, and if anyone knows Pennsylvania, it's y'all and everything in between. Pennsylvania is like America. We're like coastal and then the great big middle, which is rural. So that's y'all. So we always say use y'all and Jens have friends at unPAved. I'm kind of a y'all guy. I'm in the middle, but I'm on the east, so it's got to be use. I don't say use or Jens ever. I say y'all a lot.
Joey?
I love when people use yens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Y'all's a Southern Maryland thing too, like y'all.
Well,
It's even on
y'all
the
is-
it's even on
that's
our
an
like our
American
county
thing.
sign, like y'all. Whenever you live in Calvert County, y'all, whatever. But I love when people use yens, but I don't want to ever use it in the wrong context, so I don't use it because then I don't
can't
want
use
to.
either. Yeah, I'm not from Philly. I'm not from Pittsburgh. I can't
Yeah.
use either.
I remember, I guess it may have been Gap. The first time I heard somebody use yins in the wild in a bike context, it sparked me as like very authentic and very cool. I as a child, and maybe I will admit even to my middle school and high school years, thought the word y'all was actually a word. So because that was what we used, and that was it. So I guess we're all going to say use or yins they're fun words, but neither one of them y'all
They are
actually
for them.
was.
Yeah. If you are from Philly or Pittsburgh,
Yep.
y'all can use those words.
Okay, Dave. Scrapple or pork roll?
Pork roll, which I know is like the New Jersey pork roll, but boy, Scrapple has a 1 to 5% chance that it's edible and good, but a high likelihood of immediate gag reflex. The last time I had Scrapple was not good, and it's left a mark. It's like tequila as a teenager, man. I have had good Scrapple, and it's like, all right, that was surprising. I could eat that once more. But boy, bad Scrapple can leave a mark. Or pork roll, pretty simple. Fry it up and you're good.
Yeah.
And I have a friend who's nicknamed Pork Roll. So,
Joey?
I'm kind of with Dave. I am married to a Jersey girl, and my father-in-law will buy the pork roll and you can't see it on the camera, like the huge thing, and I'll slice it and give it, we'll vacuum seal it. But the only place I've really enjoyed Scrapple, our local establishment that should probably be shut down for health code violations, legitimately.
because they're serving Scrapple?
No. But
Everything
if
else.
you go, a lot of stuff.
Everything but the.
But
Yeah.
I figured
Squeal.
out if you ask for it extra crispy, which means because they fry it, they double fry it, and I get that with cream chip beef.
Yep.
Then you kind of
Oh.
get that liverness out of it. And I do combine it with my cream chip beef with the gravy, but extra crispy Scrapple is the only way. It's just too mushy.
I agree
See,
with you.
That's the
I
way.
agree 1,000%. Because when you order Scrapple, you don't know whether you're going to get that thick piece that's kind of
Because
just
frying pan does it
mush.
thick, and it's
You've got to get it very thin and
Very thin.
super fried. But I'm a pork roll guy all day
But
long.
man, going up to see my in-laws, going to an actual Jersey bagel shop and getting a pork roll, everything bagel sandwich, man, and they stack it. It's that's so good.
It used to be pork roll used to be called Taylor ham, and I think some people
I think
may
that's a
still do
Jersey,
it.
you depending on where you're
That's
from
my
in Jersey.
buddy Taylor. That's what
Yeah,
we on Pork Roll.
Taylor
Yeah.
ham is, but they actually, I think it was the government made them change the name because it didn't actually have ham in it
Oh.
or something like that. So it was this is way back. People still call it Taylor ham. Dave, is it soda or is it pop?
Oh, it's soda. Or Coke. It's a Coke. Give me Coke.
Joey?
Same, yeah, soda.
Yeah.
Soda.
For a long time I would always just say Coke no matter what it was.
Doesn't pop an Ohio thing?
Yeah, well I think that's
Midwest.
a Pittsburgh thing.
In Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh
Oh.
says pop.
Pittsburgh pop and soda is more east
It's
kind
soda.
of thing. Dave, and you're kind of in the middle, Dave. This is kind of interesting. Last one, hard pretzels or soft pretzels?
Ooh.
Soft pretzels.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You a soft
With
pretzel guy?
cheese.
Oh, soft pretzel. Going to Philly Bike Expo. I'm going to get some soft pretzels. Amish Market. I want to hit this weekend up in Annapolis. Get some soft pretzel dogs.
Yeah, I'm a soft pretzel guy too.
Even Wawa has nice warm soft pretzels.
Yeah.
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 Can't go wrong.
The
That might have
pretzel sandwiches.
that might have been
pepperoni roll pretzel.
a softball. I don't know. I think everybody's
No,
going to pick
no,
the
those
There's
hard pretzel
time
people.
for hard pretzel stuff, but now I'm craving a pretzel dog from the Amish.
Okay, thanks, Dave, for joining us, man. It's always such a pleasure to chat with you, spend time with
Same.
you. Thank you for letting us experiment with the video stuff once again. So we'll see how this turns out.
Yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I got to see your pretty faces, and that's the most important thing.
Joey, anything from you before we wrap it?
No, I've just been busy at work, so I apologize.
Okay.
A little slow. I do want to say our unofficial sponsor, Carl from Alabaster got me through this episode, which is going to make me hop off this camera really quickly after this.
You had that super fancy
We love you, Carl.
little
I've been so
coffee
Carl
thing there.
He did text
Oh, the
me.
Blaze Rod mug.
He did. All right, I'm gonna try to stall this one out while I find the text. No, I just put it on the gram the other day. I love Carl's coffee of the month thing. I get a couple bags sent. So I mentioned hot dog, water, coffee, or something.
Carl, I know Carl.
Carl
listens,
said hot
too.
dog, water, coffee. I mean, we did pickle cold brew last year.
Ooh.
And he did it at pickle events for NICA.
Was it just that he called it that, or did he actually put pickle juice in a cold
It was
brew?
pickled cold brew, yeah. It
Wow.
was pickle cold brew, which if you think about it, is actually, well, I wouldn't mind that in just a little shot of cold brew, but
Okay.
not saying hot dog coffee isn't off the table, and maybe Carl takes it up at Alabaster, but
You guys should have him on because he has so many creative ideas when I
Yes.
see him.
I've been-
He was running the coffee at, Larry's Tavern at Iron Cross, and came up with and I can't remember the name right now, so he's going to laugh and point at me next time he sees me.
I got it
There's
right here.
the Coke cold brew combo. lightning fluid. It's like, hey, let's go ride some more.
He said, I'm also going to be running Coke plus cold brew espresso drinks this year. I tried it at Iron Cross, and it was pretty baller.
That actually
I've been
sounds
talking
good.
to Carl. We
That
just
sounds
need to
good.
get him on because I've been telling him for a while. Him and Jake, there's a few of like the coffee guys that support so many events, and
Yeah.
Carl's up there.
Yeah, what was the name of that drink? I was like, oh, let's go race.
I don't have the name of it. I thought I had the name
Nah,
of it.
I
But
forgot. Sorry, Carl. Love you. Love you,
When,
Carl.
when
Yeah.
Carl's here, we'll actually get the
Yeah.
actual name for what it is y'all are talking about. But
yeah.
it sounds good. Sounds good.
great.
I'm not even a coffee guy, and that sounds good.
No, that's my last
Yeah,
little,
you will be.
my last little bit. Our website is at graveltraveldirt.com, and our Instagram is at Mid-Atlantic GTD. I got to go. That's why.
Dave, let's chat for a few minutes more. Now, Dave, how can folks get in touch with you if they need to?
Follow all things at unPAved Pennsylvania or at unPAved PA, I think is the Facebook. I'm at DQ Pryor, Fluid Thunder Bear on all your social medias. And come out and let's go ride bikes.
Nice. Sweet. Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt is recorded this week from right here in Joey's kitchen all the way up to Emmaus, Pennsylvania. Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.